How's it going, everyone? I'm Daniel Rodriguez. It's time to review another movie. This time it is the latest movie to be directed, written, and produced by Joel and Ethan Coen. This movie stars Josh Brolin, George Clooney, Jonah Hill, Scarlett Johansson, Ralph Fiennes, many other talented actors, talented actresses as well. It's an ensemble cast, Tilda Swinton. You have it all, in this movie. This movie is, of course, based around like the 1950s era, 1940s, basically a studio. Take it like if it was Warner Bros. Studios, and they were, Josh Brolin plays like Edward Mannix, and it's all behind the scenes of movies, and few things go on. George Clooney's character, and I'm not spoiling nothing. This is a non-spoiler review. I'm not going to spoil the movie for you guys. I'm just going to give you the pros, give you the cons, and the final score. Tell you whether you should go see it in theaters or whether you should just wait for DVD if it's later down the road. Watch it on rental. So, George Clooney's character, this is in the trailer. If you've seen the trailer, obviously he gets kidnapped. And that's where, that's George Clooney's side. Channing Tatum's in here as well. I mean, it's just a great cast, man. The Coen brothers knows how to pick their cast. Of course, Josh Brolin is a veteran with the Coen brothers. And, man, there's this one scene real quick. It's nothing spoilery, but I love it. This guy comes up to Josh Brolin, and he's like, Mr. Mannix, I don't mean to sound wanky, but there's someone calling from the future? Good Lord. Like, when he says, good Lord. And he just ends up, like, going to go get the call, man. It's a very, very... It has its comedy. It's a comedy movie, man, and it definitely adds a lot of weight. Josh Brolin and George Clooney and this other new actor. I do not know his name, man. I'll put his name right here. His name's right here. He's a new actor. They're the ones that sort of hold this movie together, man. That's what I'll tell you. They're the three main that are just fantastic. So, ladies and gentlemen, here is my non-spoiler review for Hail Caesar. Josh Brolin is fantastic in this movie. He is funny, he's intense at times. I love the way his character's written. I love the dialogue for him. He has a lot of great scenes. He's very running around, he's trying to get stuff situated. So for sure, if you're a big Josh Brolin fan, he is awesome in here. And I expect awesomeness out of him, and he does bring a lot of awesome things to the table. I love the Hollywood setting. The behind the scenes, being the set pieces that they do. There's a lot of awesome set pieces in this movie, man. Definitely, for sure. Because you have the Coen brothers filming the actors, but yet they're filming a film crew, filming the actors when they're filming all of them together. And it's just very fantastic the way that they ended up doing that, the way they wrote how it's done. Just being behind the scenes, man. Action. And then, just seeing it all go through almost that sound stage. And it's very beautiful. And I was just so interested in that. That's the main reason why I went to go see this movie, because it was Hollywood. Not everything is what it seems. Once they say cut, cut. You know how some actors are like, oh, this and that, I love you. Cut. Where's that beer? You know what I mean? Like, it's just literally like, it's cuts and they're back to their normal selves. You play a character, after cut, alright. And then putting makeup on, yeah, alright. Hey, what was that about that? You got a cigarette? You know what I mean? Like, it just goes right on to this being themselves, and I love that whole behind-the-scenes setting, and I think the Coen brothers did that very well, and what the characters did, especially Scarlett Johansson, how she's just this beautiful, she's always beautiful, but she's just, like, this girl next door, and then afterwards she's like, yeah, well, you got the divorce papers? Literally, and he has a Brooklyn accent. You got these divorce papers. That was a horrible way. But Scarlett Johansson, for sure, she was awesome in here. She wasn't shown as much, really. A lot of characters weren't shown as much, besides George Clooney and Josh Brolin. But Scarlett Johansson, for sure, she was awesome in here, man, for what she did. And there's a lot of cool set pieces, as in set numbers as well. Channing Tatum has an awesome dance scene in here. I won't say much about it. You've seen it in the trailer if you've seen the trailer. That was awesome. What Scarlett Johansson did with her big number, that was awesome. I think just all of that was really beautiful to the eye, and just kind of studying how long they kept it going. They kept that scene going for a long time with Channing Tatum and Scarlett Johansson, how they did it, and it's kind of your eye, you're like sort of tripping in a way with Scarlett Johansson's, her part of the story, what they're doing in the water, it's kind of like tripping your eyes out, and then with Channing Tatum's side, you're kind of like, holy crap, it's still going on. Like, the choreography in there was damn awesome. I really never seen the Coen brothers do that. I love the Hollywood setting, the behind the scenes, being the set pieces that they do. There's a lot of awesome set pieces in this movie, man. Definitely, for sure. Because you have the Coen brothers filming the actors, but yet they're filming a film crew, filming the actors when they're filming all of them together. And it's just very fantastic the way that they ended up doing that, the way they wrote how it's done. Just being behind the scenes, man, action, and then, just seeing it all go through almost that sound stage, and it's very beautiful. And I was just so interested in that. That's the main reason why I went to go see this movie, because it was Hollywood. Not everything is what it seems. Once they say cut, like, cut, how some actors are like, oh, this and that, I love you, cut. Where's that beer? You know what I mean? Like, it's just literally like, it's cuts and they're back to them normal selves. You play a character, after cut, alright. And then putting makeup on, yeah, alright. Hey, what was that about that? Yeah, got a cigarette? You know what I mean? Like, it just goes right on to this being themselves. And I love that whole behind the scenes setting. And I think the Coen brothers did that very well. And what the characters did. Especially Scarlett Johansson, how she's just this beautiful, like, I mean, she's always beautiful, but she's just like this girl next door. And then afterwards, she's like, yeah, well, you got the divorce papers? Like, literally, and he has a Brooklyn accent. You got these divorce papers. That's a horrible way. But Scarlett Johansson, for sure, she was awesome in here. She wasn't shown as much, really. A lot of characters weren't shown as much, besides George Clooney and Josh Brolin. But Scarlett Johansson, for sure, she was awesome in here, man, for what she did. And there's a lot of cool set pieces, as in set numbers as well. Channing Tatum has an awesome dance scene in here. I won't say much about it. You've seen it in the trailer if you've seen the trailer. That was awesome. What Scarlett Johansson did with her big number, that was awesome. I think just all of that was really beautiful to the eye, and just kind of stunning how long they kept it going. They kept that scene going for a long time with Channing Tatum and Scarlett Johansson, how they did it, and it's kind of your eye, you're like sort of tripping in a way with Scarlett Johansson's, her part of the story, what they're doing in the water, it's kind of like tripping your eyes out, and then with Channing Tatum's side, you're kind of like, holy crap, it's still going on. Like, the choreography in there was damn awesome. I really never seen the Coen brothers do that. Now, the actor I put earlier, he plays this character named Hobie Doyle, and I will say that he is a fun character. That's bad for movie stars everywhere. He's just sort of this cowboy, and I love it how they introduce him in an old western, and then, he has to go to this more Hollywood Mad Men setting, and, all, like, dressed up, and literally, Hobie Doyle, the character, he's fun, he's interesting to see on screen. Probably one of the best scenes out of the whole movie was with him and Ray Fiennes. That scene alone, where they were just talking to each other, was gold. I literally was laughing my ass off. Lawrence. Like, they just kept on going. I almost felt like it was almost like improv in a sort of way. It could have been improv. But what they were doing, the Coen brothers, their comedy in there worked very well. And Hobie Doyle, definitely. That actor who played him, you got me right there, man. Definitely, I want to see you in more stuff in the future, for sure. Very awesome actor. Hobie Doyle, the character, awesome. Also, the cinematography, of course, the directing by the Coen brothers were awesome. I love the way that it, because remember, George Clooney is also filming Hell Caesar in here, as in like an old movie sort of sense, where he plays this guy and they're in Rome and Jesus Christ and everything, and the way that they filmed that, because they're filming a movie within a movie, and then the set piece, making that movie, that's very hard to do, man. It's not something easy where you can just put everything together. So I believe this movie had an estimated budget of $27 million, so I could see where they put all that money into. Definitely for sure, the way that they directed it, the camera angles, it was a very beautiful movie. Like I said, Channing Tatum, Scarlett Johansson, their roles and their scenes, and just the way that they layered it and they kept it going, like the cinematography was beautiful. I gotta give that to Coen brothers. There are really great writers. They really do weird things. I mean, if you've seen Fargo, the movie Fargo, that's a doozy in a good way. Kind of, your brain. Coen brothers are different. That's what I could say about them. They are different. They do stuff their own style, the Coen brothers style. They don't do what other directors do. They don't cop. They are their own. They're their own thing, man. That's what all directors should be. But the Coen brothers, it's a Coen brothers movie when there's these sort of twists. It's stupid twists sometimes. It's kind of dark comedy at times. When it's the Coen brothers. The whole cast did awesome. All the acting was perfect. Ray Fiennes, he was only in here for a little bit. So was Jonah Hill and Scarlett Johansson. They were all there a little bit, which was very sad. I wanted them to see more. Like Ray Fiennes, his character was awesome, man. And good day, cheers. And just the way he was doing it all, and being a nice director and trying to work with Hobie Doyle. Like, I wanted to see more of him. You want to see more of Ray Fiennes. and then like he just never to be seen throughout the whole movie. That's kind of what there is, a lack of balance in here with characters, and there's a lot of characters, I get it, but you're trying to focus on George Clooney, then you're focusing on Josh Brolin, now you bring Hobie Doyle into it, but then you have Scarlett Johansson, who's a side character, yes, but you know, you're putting her in the story and you're doing things, but then you don't show her later on, you don't show Jonah Hill later on, you don't show Ralph Fiennes later on. You need to balance these characters a little bit, like the movie's a little messy with characters. Other than that, it's just messy with characters-wise, as that's what's kind of the wrong thing about this movie that kind of sucks about it. It's not a bad movie, it's just kind of that sucky thing like, oh, I want to see more Ralph Fiennes, I want to see more Scarlett Johansson, I want to see more Jonah Hill, and yeah, I want to see more Channing Tatum. Channing Tatum's maybe in here for probably 3 or 4 scenes at most, like in 3 or 4 different scenes, and I was kind of like, wow, like, I want to see a little bit more of them, and mind you, what they did, it was, you know, interesting. There are twists in here, but the good stuff, like I said, the acting. I mean, Ralph Fiennes was awesome in here. Hobie Doyle, Josh Brolin, George Clooney was good in here, man. George Clooney gave an awesome performance. So the whole crew, the cast was awesome. The way it was filmed, the directing, the cinematography was good. It's a Coen Brothers movie, man. If you know what the Coen Brothers do and you know what's in store, then you're obviously going to like this movie. A few things I didn't like about this movie walking out, what they did with Channing Tatum's story. He played a guy named Bert. I did not like what they did with his character, and that's just my personal opinion. You could love what they do to Channing Tatum's character, or what they do to George Clooney, like why George Clooney's kidnapped and everything, the whole reason behind it. I get it, I get the whole point, the storyline of it, but I didn't personally like it. I was kind of like, oh, like the whole time it was just, really? That's really why? Like, that's what I'm saying, it's the Coen Brothers, you know, they do weird things, they write it, you know, it was just like, that was the reason why he's kidnapped, like, really? Just because of that, and then it ended up being something bigger, and let me just tell you, it's a doozy, again, with the Coen Brothers, so, you know, you could like it, you could love it. I didn't personally like the twists that they did with George Clooney and Channing Tatum, those sort of little twists there. I kind of walked out and I was like, I didn't like those twists. I think they were awesome acting. Everyone did an awesome job, but I didn't care for what they did with that storyline there. I didn't care. Honestly, when George Clooney was kidnapped, I was like, okay, yeah. Alright, I love you, George Clooney, but can we just go back to Josh Brolin? Can we just go back to Hobie Doyle? Can we go back to them instead of you being kidnapped? That's what I was kind of thinking, like, really, can we just go back to the other people? I mean, Scarlett Johansson and everything. Can we go back to other people instead of George Clooney being kidnapped? So that's sort of what I was like. Once they revealed the big thing, it was like, oh, okay. And as well, like I told you, balance the characters. You want to see more of these characters, and they don't give it to you. So, other than that, I'm going to end up giving this movie, Hail Caesar, a 7 out of a 10. A 7.0 out of 10. I think it's an okay movie. It's not a bad movie. I'm not saying it's a horrible Coen Brothers movie. It's not the best Coen Brothers movie, and it's not the worst Coen Brothers movie. It's right there in the middle. It's okay. 7 out of 10. I was going to give it somewhere around a 6, but I definitely, for sure, I can't see myself watching this anytime soon, but I could definitely see myself later down, like on the road, like later down on the road, like later on, I could see myself buying this for $5. Because I do think it's a movie worth watching. If you're a big Coen Brothers fan, if you love Josh Brolin, George Clooney, you love any of these actors in here, you're going to love this movie, man. Or you're going to love what they do with this movie and how they bring on Hollywood in here and the set pieces. And it's not a big scale movie, but it definitely, for sure, if you're into movies and you love, you know, you love that sort of type of movie, then you're going to love it. And I love movies, man. I love the way the Coen Brothers ended up doing, you know, the 50s and everything. And they got it right, man. The costumes, the style, the tone, the smoking, you know, pack of six, no. But, you know, the only thing messy about this movie is some of the characters weren't shown more. They didn't have much explanation. Jonah Hill was in there for one damn scene, and he ended up being on the poster and having his name Jonah Hill on the credits. That really shouldn't have been happening, but okay. So anyway, is this movie worth watching in general? Is it worth watching ever? Yes, it is a movie worth watching. Hail Caesar is an okay movie. I did enjoy it. I'm not saying, oh God, I hate this movie. Why did I even see it? I'm happy I saw it, man. I paid $6 for it. I'm glad I didn't pay $8. I don't want to pay $8 for it. But $6, you know, regular $5, you know, matinee price. If you want to go see it, you're a big Coen Brothers fan, go ahead and go support them, man. Because it was a flop at the box office. So if it's still in theaters when you're watching this, if you're a big fan of Coen Brothers or you love Josh Brolin, George Clooney, check it out. Other than that, you can wait for rental. It's not, it's not the biggest. It's not a movie that really demands to be seen on the big screen. Yeah, hell, Caesar. But if you love Coen Brothers and you're a big fan of them, what are you doing? Why haven't you seen this movie yet? Go see it then. Thanks again for watching. Comment down below. Let me know what you guys think about Hell Caesar. If you really enjoyed this review, hit that like button. I really would appreciate it. Give me that thumbs up and tell me that you enjoyed it. I really want to hear your comment. Tell me down below. Give me feedback. Did you like my review? Did you like the movie? Are you going to go see the movie now? Are you going to wait for the movie? Tell me your thoughts and your opinions. I'll be seeing you guys later. Remember, I review movies weekly, man. Next is Pride, Prejudice, and Zombies. The Choice, Deadpool, Zoolander 2, How to Be Single, much, much more, man. It's coming all for you. If you're new to the channel, you really like this, you like my review, hit the subscribe button. I'd appreciate it. Just to support it. Share, and all that good stuff, guys. Thanks again, and remember, Hail Caesar! Coen Brothers, you did it again. Okay movie, guys. Okay movie. Not bad. It's not great. It's okay. God bless. See you guys later. Bye-bye.